Hi everybody, Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. I want to show you something exciting going on here today. I've got 13.8 volts on the battery bank, 330 watts of power coming in on one solar charge controller. The other is temporarily disconnected because I am working on some rewiring on the system and redoing the solar panels outside. I'm currently trying to find a good location and new wires for better results. Sorry I'm out of breath, I was running. I'm literally running from place to place today, getting work done. So, I just wanted to show you the battery voltage and the wattage coming in right now at 1:30 in the afternoon, full sunlight on the one set of solar panels, and I'll take you outside and show you why I'm so excited. Here is a freezer running on my solar battery bank. I just plugged it in because I have meat in the freezer. Got some deer and took it in to be processed properly, and I got meat in the freezer. So I want to freeze it, and so I just plugged it in. I moved it over here and put it on some blocks on a pallet, and I will freeze this. Let me see what the setting is. Oh, I don't want it on 5. I don't know where I need it, to be honest. I think I'm going to set it on medium, 3, and freeze that meat. Now it's 45 or 48 degrees today. I'm t-shirt only, so it's not too bad. This freezer, I'm going to get some insulation, and I'm going to cover this on all sides with foam insulation and better improve its freezing capabilities so it doesn't have to run as much. I'm running this now while we have sunlight, and the sunlight is on the solar panels, and I'll shut it down once the sun starts to go down. And I'm going to do this every day as long as I have sunlight on the panels. I'll be running this, and with it insulated with 2-inch thick foam insulation on all sides, it should be okay. And we're going to find out. Also, once I get that frozen inside and I get it stocked up with other meats and things, I will have much more success with maintaining a freeze inside the freezer during periods when I have it turned off. So, yeah, exciting. So that's running on my purely on solar. I have it plugged into an extension cord and running into the tiny house on wheels for now. And it's on. It's running. So we have an off-grid solar-powered freezer. Now this is an oldie that I bought last year for $50. And I had no success with hunting last year. And this year I have success with hunting. So I am definitely going to be keeping my meat. So this is steaks that I'll be using, steaks and hamburger meat. I don't want to waste too much energy, but it is a top open freezer. I've got steaks and stew meat and hamburger meat and all kinds of good stuff in there. So I'm going to freeze that up and have that for fresh meats. And then any deer I get following this will be used and will be smoked and cured and dried for long-term warm food storage, meaning not frozen. So I'll be drying it, I'll be jerking it, drying it, and vacuum sealing it for long-term storage. Yeah, so we're moving right along here in the off-grid homestead on the path to self-sufficiency. And a freezer is definitely a good thing to have in an off-grid homestead. Got this wall done. This whole entire wall is done on the outside. And especially did it now because the freezer's here and I want to keep the sun off it. And I put a piece of blocking in behind and nailed in to that as well for extra strength. Here's another problem with used lumber. Some is bigger than other. That's just the way it is. I can't change that. It's shrunk and changed with age. Well, anyway, that supports that better. So one wall is done. Got another piece on this wall here, and got another one I'm going to trim to put in that slot. I've got one I'll cut in half for the back wall. I know I'm supposed to stagger my seams, but it's really hard to do with this wood. So I'll be putting a piece in here. That 4x4 will come and fit in this 2x2 section, or 2x8 section. Anyway, yeah, so that'll go in here. I'll have that wall done today. And it's getting harder to piece together here, but I might have this wall done today. See how it goes depending on daylight. So then I got that up there to deal with. That'll be a little bit of working with the ladder. So, but I hope to at least get this piece in up here for now, and then do that maybe tomorrow. And then do the next thing I'll do is, if it's going to be sunny enough, I'll let the sun dry this for a couple more days, depending on how it looks, and then I'll put tar paper up and flashing up on top, and then we'll finish the siding next time. But the porch has got to be done before before winter, before the snow comes. So I want to get cutting. Got another piece on. Just got a piece set in. I'm gonna go have lunch. It's 3:30 in the afternoon and I haven't had lunch, so I'm gonna do that now. And you'll see in another video, I've been butchering a deer, so that's why I was late on this. I got a deer today, and that's a separate video, so I don't know if that video will be before or after this one. That's why I didn't get much done on here today. And that's why I'm so late for lunch. And I'll come out and cut this one. Now that white stuff is not mold, it's whitewash. It got wet. And anyway, that'll go on the back wall, and then I'll just have this wall to piece in. We'll have it done either today or tomorrow, at least for the exterior. And then I gotta get a ride into town somehow and get some insulation and paneling for this. And then it'll start holding some, it'll start holding out the cold better. Of course, with an open wall here, it won't. So I'll have to get this door built as well and get hangers on it and get that up soon. I'll make an insulated door on barn sliders for that. And that'll be sufficient until I get the rest of the porch built. It'll be up in front of this. The greenhouse that'll help heat this place. So, lunchtime. Well, I still haven't had lunch. It'll be dinner now. Got the Harbor Freight Jenner running to run the freezer while the sun goes down. I just want to get those frozen solid. And that burns on $2, it burns for 6 hours, so it doesn't bother me to freeze that meat. So it's worthwhile. Let me show you what I've done. Now over here, I've just got a little bit to piece in. And the back wall is done. Now I ended up getting lucky and my seams are a little bit staggered over here, which I'm sure makes some people a little bit more happy. And I'm going to fill in the gaps in between the studs. I'm going to put in bracing in between all those studs on the inside so I can nail through and strengthen this wall better where every seam is. And same out here. So now I started doing it here a little. I got some of the seams already firmed up. So tomorrow I'll have a shed and it'll be done. I gotta go to town right now because my deer is hanging on a tree and I gotta get some materials so I can process it tonight before it gets too dark and then the critters come out and try to take my meat. So I gotta head out and I'll be back in a while and process that tonight. That'll be a separate video. If I do record it, I'll be all bloody.